Hey guys, Yao here, back with a small little update before I begin with the podcast. Due to a bit of miscommunication from my side and with the members of the PodCats, there won't be a seasonal roundup for spring this week. Instead, have this video of why you should watch Little Witch Academia. This was held together with me, Horns, and Zero, so do enjoy. Peace out, guys. Hello guys, welcome back to another podcast. This is Yao here, and welcome to the podcast. Alright, today I'll be here with Hans, the Hans Wogler. Say hi, Hans.
Yo.
Okay,
I'm the ultimate horn swaggling, waggling, winkling, Gats, Commander Gats Swaggler. And I'm here to talk about a little witch, because I'm a little witch bitch.
Gat swallower. More like it. Oh.
That was one hell of an intro. And then I'll also be
Commander
accompanied
Gats
by
loves his witches.
the almighty Zero. Say hi, Zero.
The almighty. Hey, almighty. Kind of a stretch, but I'll take it.
Alright, so today we'll be talking about why we should watch Little Witch Academia. So, who's gonna start?
Zero,
Horn, you take it away. You're like ready. You do
Go ahead.
it. Okay, hold on. Let me just gather my thoughts for a second. So yeah, I think I talked about Little Witch Academia a little bit in the winter podcast.
I think you're the only one.
I think I was the only one that did it. I think what Little Witch Academia deals with a lot of great themes, like achieving your dreams, appreciating others, termination, change, and friendship. I think it's great for kids, especially if you have kids, to watch with kids. I have a kid. We watch it. We watch it together. She loves it. She can't remember it, but she's 6. She loves it. I think the world building is great. And I think if you're someone who likes Harry Potter, you'll like it a lot as well. It's pretty close to Harry Potter when you think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of music, especially from the short films that sound like they were taken from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, it has like the same concept that you have a group of young adults, teenagers in a magical school growing up and kind of finding each other. I mean, you basically have Harry, Hermione, and Ron, but as anime girls instead.
Except Ron has been replaced with an insane person.
I mean,
A
was Ron ever
misanthropic
thing?
little monster. Experiments on her friends.
Hey, you know? Hold on. What?
I want to take this time to say
You take
said
it. You
was a
take
good
it over.
show for kids, which is perfect because I'm a man child.
See, perfect. You get that man-child demographic.
I'm Commander Gats, and I love my little witches. Anyone who's read the manga Berserk knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But to start gushing about Akko right off the bat, Akko is annoying, diegetically speaking, of course. Like, she is kind of annoying to all the characters around her because she's just like hard to deal with and has a very eccentric personality. But it's nothing like she's not annoying because she's just mean-spirited or an attention whore or just like a little jerk. She does it out of passion because she just wants to like spread the word about all the things that she values, all the things that she loves for this art form of magic that she's obsessed with, that's like brought her up from when she was a kid all the way to Luna Nova as an aspiring creative. She's awesome.
Akko, I think Akko's a super endearing character. I mean, when you look at her, she's like, I mean, how many little kids and how many little people, not midgets, like kids, sounded terrible. How many of those people, when they're younger, they look at something and they say, I'm inspired by this, you know? And then society kind of beats them down and says, oh, you can't do that because, you know, you're not smart enough or you're not whatever. So I think Akko's a great character because she's kind of that embodiment of somebody who everybody kind of looks down upon her, but she still always finds a way to kind of go above that, people looking down upon her.
Yeah, she's essentially what my favorite YouTuber, Endless Jess, calls a cult of personality. Not just a personality, like a cult of personality. Like a person that people gather around because she like her obsessive tendencies are like very what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Realistic?
not realistic, but they're like they're addictive. You know, like
Yeah.
you
I mean,
easily
she's like super energetic and determined.
yeah, you like easily can buy into her personality because it's so extreme, and it just makes you like it brings out that emotion in you, that like feeling of why am I not that passionate? Like she has all this charisma just to do this one thing, where a lot of the people in the school have somewhat started to regard magic as a like an old style thing that's very rudimentary, rather than
Yeah.
Akko, who like has grown up thinking it's an art basically.
Yeah.
It's meant for
Akko is like annoyingly endearing. So if I had to explain her.
I like the biggest complaint about her is that she's annoying. I find that just the more relatable aspect to her.
I mean, we all have that friend that annoys the hell out of us, and we have to. We still love them though, you know.
Like my sister has been annoyed by me constantly talking about like other characters like Asuka or just Evangelion or something, because she just like doesn't care about some things, but I will just talk ad nauseum about them.
Yeah. Thing is that I like about Akko is she's super relatable. You know, like everything you said. She's not like, yeah, I mean the down and out hero's kind of a pretty overused trope, but I think she pulls it off pretty well. I don't think there's anything cliched about her. Like she's not like a what's his name from Black Clover. She's not an Asta. She's not annoying about it. She's believable, relatable, and she's super endearing.
We don't speak
she's like
that here.
She's annoying at first. Like you can see it. I mean, you can see how people would get really annoyed by her, but I mean, she grows on you. She has a really good. Yes.
And then as Susie sees her, she's
like,
"Fuck you, get away."
So
because
from what
Susie's
I can get from
sadist.
that Akko is a bit similar to how Deku is from Boku no Hero Academia.
I haven't seen Boku no Hero Academia. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I pretty much don't watch it because everybody else is obsessed with it.
I've been meaning to, but I've just never gotten around to it.
Yeah, same
that
here.
anti-crowd mentality. I would say if you want to compare it to like a shonen hero, maybe Naruto. I mean, Naruto's an annoying little twat for like
Naruto.
I think they differ in a certain ways, but
I think that, I mean, I can't really think of any like shonen hero that we're trying to compare to. I think Akko's kind of like
comparison would be like Mashiro from Bakuman, except Mashiro's more calm.
Yeah.
Like any of the characters from Bakuman, who are like just want to do this thing.
Yeah, she's I don't know. I have a hard time comparing her to another character because she's different enough in her own ways. She's different enough in her own ways that she sets herself apart from them. Like I said, I haven't seen Boku no Hero Academia, so I can't really comment on if she's like Deku or not. So I wouldn't really know.
Like I hadn't seen Boku no Hero, but I believe Deku is like a studious person who's like always taking notes, right?
I haven't seen Boku no Hero Academia. I was hoping that you guys could fill me in on that, but
no, I have no idea.
I like how all of us have not watched Boku no Hero Academia, but for what I understand,
honestly, I have the first volume, and I was just like, I read it, and I wasn't super into it. I was like, this is okay. I mean, it's not amazing. I'm not about to go run out and buy every available volume.
It's on Crunchyroll, so I'll probably binge it one day.
Yeah, I have other things to watch and be mad at, so I have to do that.
Like Little Witch Academia. Everyone could just rewatch it and watch it forever, and it won't matter because everyone will be happy.
The movies are so
Sadly,
good, though.
You only can watch it on Netflix, so if you don't have a Netflix account, you gotta pirate it.
It's time for us to chill Netflix.
I would say that if you're like unsure if you want to watch Little Witch Academia, you should watch the first movies. The first movie's really good. It's beautiful.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like on YouTube, there's an hour-long documentary called "The Making of Little Witch." It's great, and it basically shows Yo Yoshinari, who's one of my heroes in the anime that industry, making this anime with all of these inexperienced people, and just teaching them all the things to do to make it cohesive and flow really well. But also there's in the Enchanted Parade, which is the second short film that came after it, which is about an hour long compared to the originals, about 25-minute long
Is it
run.
an hour long? I thought it was like 45 minutes. I don't know.
It was like a 50-something minutes. It's pretty close though.
It's whatever.
Yeah. Like there is a specific part where Yoshinari is like doing the storyboards for one of the scenes where Lotte comes in and sings, I think.
Yeah, like at the end.
And he starts questioning on camera, like, why does Akko bounce back here? Like, what's her motivation? What's this going on? And he doesn't know until like the end of it, like go back to him at the end of the documentary, and he says, I think it was because Akko is trying to learn like that her work is not as important as her friends, that you put your friends before your work. And then he says himself, like, I don't do that. I put my work first. I was like, I relate to both you and Akko more now. Just from saying that.
Ugh. I haven't seen that. I'll have to go watch that commentary. Seems pretty interesting.
There's 2 documentaries for each
it's on
of the
YouTube,
films.
you said? I'll have to watch it. I'll have to listen to it one day.
It's great.
Awesome. But yeah, I think that if you're like really unsure if you should watch Little Witch Academia, like if you should dedicate the time to like how many, like 24 episodes, right?
24,
Yeah, I think you should definitely watch at least the first movie. The second movie I liked. I didn't like it as much as the first one. The first one was really good.
I think I like the second one better.
The first one?
I think it showcased the characters more.
It did, but I like the first one because it set up a lot of everything.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh man, I really want to get like immersed in this world.
Yeah, the good thing about the first short film
Diana's
is just 25 minutes. It's just 25 minutes of like these characters just being fun. That's the best way to describe it. It's just them doing everyday things, or I wouldn't say everyday things. They fight a dragon, but it's just like it's just
in a magical world. In a magical world, it's sensible.
I don't think fighting a dragon is still sensible for high schoolers. Don't you think? High school girls.
I mean, Harry fought a dragon and a basilisk.
Well, there's a reason why they're fighting the dragon, because it's dangerous, and I don't think they'll send high school girls to fight a dragon.
There's a reason people question the logistics of Hogwarts as a school.
I mean, students get killed on like a yearly basis there, so
I know. Like, how's that school still open?
I don't know.
Why are we learning?
Abracadabra in the face.
Oh my god, flashbacks of my immortal right there. Terrible fan fiction. But yeah, no, I think I think that if you're like truly unsure if you should get into Little Witch, you should definitely watch the movies. They're like barely any time.
Yeah, like the first movie has amazing animation, and then the second movie has amazing animation. The show has great animation, but like it does kind of fall apart in the latter half, just because a 24 episode schedule, and you're trying to make it consistently look as fluid as possible. It's just not going to happen.
I think you expect that in anime, though. There's always going to be episodes that don't look good. The animation in the movie is beautiful. It's so fluid.
It moves so well because one of the things they did was have like, I don't know if this is true of the movies, but I know this is true of the series, the TV series. But like in the show, a lot of the way they achieved some fluid animation was to have more cartoony key frames and not worry about all the details within them. So even though like the models, like the character models, look really nice a lot of the time, when you see them move and you actually pause the screen, there are constant memes of this where you look at the key frames and they look hilarious, but it moves really well. That's the important thing.
Well, that's a great way to animate. I mean, that's how else would they achieve such fluidity? I mean, the characters look amazing. They look like they're just water being pushed around.
Yeah, if I could say one thing about the characters' designs is that like Akko's is perfect. Like you look at her and you can understand her completely just by looking at her. Like she's got the pigtail and like her hair parted on one side, and you could just when you look at her, oh, this is a kid who's probably not very mature, and she's goofy and kind of dumb.
Yeah. But you understand her, like you understand her just unrelenting enthusiasm for something that she's super passionate about.
Yeah, and here's one of the things I really relate to her a lot with is that I don't know if Deku is studious or not. I think like I've seen a gif of him like writing in a journal, so I assume he is. But like Akko is the exact opposite. Like she is not good at school. She sucks at it.
No, she sucks. She's
That's
so
the
bad.
problem though, is like she's basically borderline ADHD kid who like just can only focus on the one thing she likes. Everything else is just, you know, a chore to her. Like she came to Luna Nova to learn to do magic like Chariot. And she does. That's what she focuses on most of the time. Like she's very determined to do that. Everything else though is just like, this is just a hassle. I don't care. I just want to do this. I want to be a master.
Well, what's funny too is that she's like kind of shitty at magic too. Like
she can't help it though. We won't go into spoilers, but she can't help it.
I know. She just like
spoiler tag.
She just kind of sucks at everything except for being like the best character.
That's actually one of the best things about her, though, and one of the climaxes of the first season of the show.
It adds for the relatability of her, though. I mean, like how many times do people like people who they just like they love science, but they suck at science, and you know they just want to be good at science, but they just can't.
The way I like to describe Little Witch Academia is like a love letter to arts in general, and I think one of the greatest examples of this is like Akko is not very good at magic, and a lot of her spells like come out half-assed, or like not really half-assed because she's trying, but like they're incomplete, they're not perfect, and so like when everyone else can turn into a mouse, she turns into like a mouse that can speak and is like yellow, has like her hair, and you know it's not like a real mouse. You could tell it's not. You could tell it's her. But the best thing about that, though, is that she uses that, like her own imperfections, her limitations, as a way of bringing out more creativity in her magic, in her performances.
Yeah, well, that's part of her character, though, is, you know, she's down and out, but she finds a way.
Like, I think that's just something, like, when you're working in a creative environment, that's something you have to learn to do, is like, you're not going to have like all the money to do something, or you're not going to have the capabilities of doing one thing, or the technology or skill. So you have to work within your limitations. And because of that, it becomes harder to do what you want, like to get the thing you need. But then it also becomes almost more, almost better, because it forces you to act more creative to get around that roadblock and to come up with a new solution that you probably wouldn't have thought of before. I mean, and she does that.
Who wants to watch a hero that just can always do something? This is why she's this is why like this is why she's super relatable, because like she embodies that real world idea of, you know, if something comes up that's your roadblock, sometimes you need to figure out a way to go around it, and it may not be the smoothest transition to get to where you need to go, but as long as you get there, you know.
And the other great thing
like
about
someone like Goku is just, he's overpowered to begin with, so you know he's I mean, he's a wish fulfillment, but you know that there's no troubles for Goku. He's gonna figure him out, and he's gonna figure him out using his sheer power. But Akko figures things out creatively, which is why she's relatable.
That's another great thing, is that like, because in Luna Nova, in the magic community now, like they kind of shun Chariot's type of magic because it's not the like the mature version of magic, you know, air quote mature. And so like when a lot of people see her do this, they get down on her for it, but then she thinks, well, I'll just use it to be cool. Like it doesn't matter if I'm appealing to the magic community or not. Like as long as people understand why magic is fun and enjoyable, I've done my job. And so like when there's a lot of people who aren't familiar with magic, and she's like putting on a show with all these like goofy spells that just don't look right, but you get the point that she's just having fun, enjoying it, and it makes everyone, even like some of the teachers, like wow, and Diana like whoa, I am getting those flashbacks.
That's because Diana likes Shiny Chariot. She just wants to be a tsundere about it.
I think like
she's too cool.
Yeah, Diana is the perfect foil for Akko.
Yeah, she is.
It's like on one hand, Diana is literally like the most hardworking person to get things right, and Akko sees that, but she's also like a petty little bitch. Let's get this straight. Akko is kind of petty. She is.
Like
you get secondhand embarrassment watching her sometimes, because like you just know, like you get the point where she's like jealous of someone, or kind of mad that they don't share the same worldview as her, but at the same time, like she still understands like she is not anywhere close to someone like Diana, and that always gets her depressed. Like, she has big emotions. Like, she can be the most passionate person, but because of that, when she is feeling down in the blues, it's more extreme than the average person, because like she is nothing but peaks and troughs in terms of her emotional wavelength.
Yeah, no, the two work great together. That's why they're like the perfect couple. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Beauty for the win.
Yuri ship.
Ayako forever, boys. By the way, there's an amazing fanfic, only 2 chapters, called Ride on Shooting Star. It was Diana and Akko. It's great. You should read it.
Oh my god.
I've read it.
Never gonna plug
twice
some fan
already.
fiction.
It's great.
We'll link
No,
it
I
in
think
the
Diana's,
description below.
Smash that like button.
I know now while you talk.
No. What I think is really great about Diana and Akko's relationship too is that their love for magic kind of stems from the same place, you know, from Shiny Chariot, and it's like Diana doesn't want to accept that that's the reason why she loves it, but she like low key does love it because of Shiny Chariot, and I think that's, you know, really great.
Comes down to the way they were raised. Like, Akko was raised without much restriction. She was just allowed to love this kind of thing, whereas Diana didn't love it because it embodied like the joy and spirits of magic, but it was like just given her family relationships, the way magic is viewed by its own community, she kind of evolved to something more of a perfectionist degree.